All right, people. Don't crack jokes with Paul in the back end because then he gotta come and try to keep a straight face and then talk about normal stuff. All right, gang. So today, um, change of plans. Lou has a meeting that's kind of like running long, so she's going to be a wee bit later than our usual kickoff. But in the meantime and in between time, we do have some stuff that we can talk about. So I wanted to discuss. Okay. So one of the first things, as you know, yesterday was the glorious, whatever Apple event. And I'm here to make some sense of what happened in the event and to probably, I don't know, this lack of a better term, bitch slap some of my YouTube contemporaries who just can't seem to understand how business works and how business is different from what you think is going to happen. And when it doesn't happen the way you think it's going to happen, doesn't necessarily make it bad. Okay, how about we start there? All right, so one of the surprisingly, I haven't seen the video yet, but from the thumbnail and title, the one person who normally talks the most crap about Apple actually says they like the phone, which is crazy. I can't believe that AWOD Linus actually likes it. I don't know. Me and Linus will have to box one day. He drives me nuts. Anyway, so here are my basic thoughts. First, I just want to cover AirPods. I think the new AirPod updates are dope. Now, if you have a set of AirPods right now, maybe you don't need to run out and get a new set. Okay, maybe you are absolutely fine. And this is what drives me crazy about the way people take takes on this stuff. It's done from a very selfish nature. Not what's great to the overall arching, humanity. It's like, well, it doesn't pop my socks, so it sucks. No, that's not really the case. All right. So one of the things that they announced, of course, is that they were updating the regular AirPods. And when I mean regular AirPods, I mean AirPods full stop. Because there's AirPods, there's AirPod Pro, and then of course there's AirPods Max. So in AirPods 4, at $129, you're basically getting the same AirPods. It's gangster. It has USB-C. That's legit, right? But on the AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation, so for $30, no, let me fix that. For $50 more at $179, you can actually get base level AirPods with active noise cancellation. Anybody who has gone from AirPods to AirPods Pro, you kind of sort of know what that's like. The active noise cancellation on AirPods is technically phenomenal. I use it all the time in the plane for two reasons. One, it does a great job of blocking things out. The second thing that's really good is the transparency mode. So if you are riding your bike or walking around a neighborhood or just on a plane and you need to hear what the attendant has to say, you can switch on transparency mode. Oftentimes, if I'm listening to a YouTube or a podcast before takeoff, I will have it on and I'll have transparency mode on so that I can hear the safety briefing, even though I know what it says. I think it's dumb not to listen to the safety briefing. Now, listen, people, you guys know me. I fly once a month, but I still listen to the safety briefing because if something happens, you better damn say hope you remember everything while the door gets blown off the side of your plane. I'm just saying, you don't want to be like, oh, what did they say again? Like, that's a bad time to not know the right answer. So I tend to listen to those. So you have your regular AirPods 4, and those are brand new at $129, and you have the AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation, which is at $179. And everybody goes, well, they didn't make any updates to the AirPods. Hold that thought. I'm going to come back to that later. But those are those two. Then the AirPods Pro, nothing really changed because we got those bumped up a couple months back. I switched to USB-C only for the USB-C. Now, see, this is what I mean by people that make lame comments. They didn't change anything to the AirPods Pro other than add the USB-C. First of all, that's not true. When they added the USB-C, they added a couple other minor things that are just really sort of creature comforts and software updates that the newer chips could do, the older chips couldn't do. When you use it, you know, it's be hard to explain it as a feature, but it definitely has to do with the sound quality and sound better, things of that nature. So it wasn't just the USB. There were some other, things that were added. But just the USB-C slot alone has made a huge game changer when it comes to charging, not having to look for a different cable, one cable connected in the car. How about this? You're driving and you get, and you want to charge something. So you got to open the thing and then look for a different cable to plug it in so you can plug it in at 60, 80, 90 miles an hour. Yeah, not a good look. That's a good way to dead, right? So having one cord where you can just, without even looking, kind of just like plug it in because you know you're going to go to this meeting where you want to use them, things like that. The wireless charging, all of the above, these things are great. Okay, now this one drives me crazy a little bit. AirPods Max. All right, we're gonna have to peek at these first of all because these are dope. Yes, Doc, was hoping that they were going to come out with AirPods Max 2. I even mentioned so in our chat during the watch along. All the moderators were hanging out, we're watching it together, and they didn't. And a lot of people are having a cow because they didn't. But it also dawned on me, when it comes to headphones and headphone technology, not a lot has changed. So what possibly are they going to update? If you have some ideas, I'm curious, because I tell you what, engineers that get paid a couple $1 million a year, they didn't come up with it. So if there's no new tech, I mean, a headphone is a headphone to some extent, other than fidelity and quality. So no, there wasn't a lot. But I guarantee you, going to USB-C versus needing to hunt down a lightning cable is well worth the update. So people who already have lightning versions, there's no reason for you to update, no big deal or whatever. Someone like me who sat on it, and then after the first year, I finally listened to a pair and I was like, oh, I kind of really want this. But then I was like, I'll wait for the next one. And then the next year came by and there was no next one. And then now this year come by and there still is no next one. So now this is a story about tech. Don't always tell yourself you wait for the next one, because I could have been enjoying the living hell out of AirPods Max for the last 2 years, but I didn't, because I said I'd wait for the next one, assuming that there was going to be a next, and there hasn't been. So now it's okay, because if I decide to get it now, at least it has USB-C. But sometimes waiting just doesn't make sense. You get what you need when you need it. That's the answer. Like, trying to beat the tech when they're going to announce something curve is silly. One thing cool about the new ones, though, drums, please. Purple. It's purple. That's it. That's all you need to know. Like, all right. So again, not a lot has changed. These have always been great. Anybody that has a pair will tell you that they sound phenomenal. Their build quality isn't designed to be thrown around, but like, yo, maybe you shouldn't buy $550 headphones if you're the type of person that throws your crap all over the place. I take care of my stuff, so that part doesn't bother me. I also have a pair of Sony headphones that are like $3,000. So it's not, they were a gift, first of all, but it's not that expensive in the nature of good high-end headphones. Is it probably builds and components and everything worth $399? Maybe, but this is one where I think the Apple tax is actually worth it because of the creature features that it has in. So it's just a matter, when you come up with your value proposition, I don't like to use the expensive word, because it's a matter of, does this value proposition match you or does it not? I think value proposition wise, they're pretty dope. All right, simple as pie. Now let's go to the big daddy. First of all, this is cool. This is cool. So here's the brand new iFizzle. And you have the 16 and Pro and the 16 Pro Max, which came out. And for the first time, the delta between the Pro and the Pro Max isn't as crazy as you would think. They're closer to each other. So you don't have an absolute terror if you're the person who wants to just get a Pro. But the main thing that came up in this particular announcement, I think that sort of stands out, is the new battery. Okay, so we got some new hardware. Yes. We got a new button, which we'll talk about. but you got a new battery, a bigger battery. Now, Apple didn't specifically talk about battery life, and I think that's a good thing. I honestly do. I know a lot of people say, well, they put a new battery, but they didn't talk about battery life. To me, the battery life conversation is completely dependent on the user. Like, I use the living crap out of my phone, like a lot. And I think everybody thinks they do. But when you compare a nominal user versus a power user, and you see what someone who's a power user of the phone does with their phone, you're like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Right. So, like, I use my phone a lot, a lot. And I don't find myself complaining about my battery life. On this latest beta, the battery life was atrocious. However, it's so easy now to just plug it in or plop a battery on the back or, use a magnetic charging stand. I mean, like, battery life is too easy nowadays. It used to be if you carried an additional battery, they were heavy and bulky and obnoxious, and they're not really that anymore. Have a magnetic charger in the car. Sorry, let's use the proper terminology. I have a Qi charger in the car. Have a Qi charger next to the bed. I have a Qi charger in the kitchen. I have a Qi charger sitting right here on this desk. If you fly in in Hawaiian Airlines first class, there's a Qi charger. You just throw your phone in a little pocket, it charges. You know what I'm saying? A lot of airports, when I'm in LAX and Richmond and Boston, there's Qi chargers on the table. So you go to sit down and eat, you put your phone right there and it starts. I mean, battery life, really though, people, like, it's too easy nowadays. So not that big a deal to me. But I do think it's cool that they did go with a bigger battery and they went with some better thermals. And with the better thermals, you should automatically get better battery life. The other thing they upgraded, of course, is the processor, or for my Canadian friends, the processor. That is going to A, help with the battery life, but B, just provide this crazy power for the new Apple Intelligence stuff that's built in. That's kind of crazy. Like, that stuff is crazy to me. I've been using Apple Intelligence for a little over a month now, and it's different. It's really hard to explain. It's the kind of thing that you're going to have to notice when you have it in your hand. It will make sense to you when you have it in your hand. They also sped up the USB port a little bit, normally just probably from getting a new chip, whatever the new chip is inside, like maybe Qualcomm or something, Snapdragon, whatever. Well, not really Snapdragon because they use their own chips, but whatever they're using for the I/O chip, it made the USB speed a little bit quicker. One thing that I don't know if you've tried this before, plugging an iPhone to an iPhone and charging each other with each other. That's pretty cool, unique feature that tends to work. But yeah, I think having a bigger battery is going to be blessed. This is the part where everybody loses their mind. Every single year, oh, it's not that big an upgrade. No. If you change the processor alone, that's a huge upgrade. The new processor is always faster than the old processor. That is always a huge upgrade. Let's just start there. I think the thing that gets people really panties in a twist, and I'll do this. Let me take my other one out of the case real quick. I think this is the thing that gets everybody's panties in a twist every time, and it's a little bit A, psycho, B, stupid. Okay, this is an iPhone 14 Pro Max, right? This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Side by side, there isn't a lot of difference. Stop vibrating. Other than the shine, there's not a lot of difference. However, this one's thinner and lighter than this one. Okay, so on spec, watching a keynote and listening to tech bros complain to each other, is that a huge difference? No. Everyday use in my pocket, carrying around, having it for nearly a year, absolutely a huge difference. The difference in weight alone, you can actually feel the difference in weight. The difference in like side grip, you can actually feel. This less shiny one is way more grippy than this one. This one is a little slippery and it feels like you're going to drop it at any time. Okay. Um, so I despise the tech bros coming in every year talking about, oh, this is just an incremental update. Well, if you're a me, first of all, we make up one, maybe two. I'm going to be generous and say 5% of the population. And what I mean by we, those idiots who buy a new phone every cycle. There's not that many. Out of 8 billion people, I'd be lucky if we make up 1%. But I'm going to give us 5 just so I can take their argument and make it sound even more dumb. 95% of the population holds on to their phone 3 to 4 years. So it is an incremental update to you, you fucking nerd, but to the person that's sitting on a 12 or a 13, it's not an incremental update. It is a massive jump. Absolutely massive jump. Now, I hear people say, oh, I have a 13 and I'm not going to get one because there is nothing in there for me. That's cool. And I fully understand that. That means you are a call your mama, call your kids, check the gram person. I'm a content creator, pimp. I want the dopest camera possible. Period, point blank, in the story. 48 megapixels of kick ass in my pocket is way more impressive to me than 8 megapixel old boy or 12 megapixel old boy. 48 megapixel on both cameras, ultra wide and regular. Oh, that popped my socks. I mean, that was like, watching Jenna Jameson in my 20s. If you got that joke, you got problems. Like, I'm just saying, it's people are on the whiffum factor. What's in it for me, right? So if you are a flashing 12 and you like your iPhone 12, 13, 14, whatever, you don't need to switch. But as a tech person, like, when people say I'm not a tech person, I'm never going to say that. Full ass, all in. I love tech. I love everything about tech. Absolutely enjoy it. So much so that in the process of talking to you about phones, I'm sitting over here cleaning my case. When was the last time you cleaned your case? I clean my case once a week. Because if you don't, it'll scratch your phone inside the case. So there's that. It drives me crazy when I hear the tech people say that, because what's so dumb about that conversation is the people who are watching you are looking to you for advice. And some of them are sitting on an iPhone 13 or maybe a 14. And you're saying that it's not impressive. They take that whole cloth. Not that you're saying that the delta isn't big between the 15 and the 16. You're just saying it's not impressive, period. So you legit have people that say, oh, I watched this thing on CNN or I watched this thing on TV and they said that the iPhone 16 is not that big an update, so I'll wait. And I was like, bro, you're holding an 11. Like, whoever said that is dumb. You've been listening to that same argument for a long time. There's a big difference right there. I'll tell you one of the things that the 15 had that the 14 didn't, which I absolutely love. I don't know if you've ever had the option to or the need to use messages in satellite. That's actually a pretty impressive tech. Messages in satellite is amazing. So what happens is if you're away from phone signal for whatever reason, say you're in Paul's neighborhood and you're walking around Sonoma, you got caught in one of these little wine caves or whatever, and you need to call the proprietor and be like, hey, you locked us in the cage, and if you don't let us out, I'm going to drink all of this Shiraz up in this piece. Messages on satellite, you'll be able to text them and be like, hey, we're locked in here, right? If you're on the side of the freeway and you get a little breakdown or a flat tire or, something of that nature, you're able to use messages in satellite to get a message to your family and be like, hey, I'm okay. We're just waiting for the ranger to come and get us. That's a huge update. But people are like, oh, well, it looks the same as the last one. And I'm like, from a manufacturing standpoint, you guys already complain that it costs too much. If they retooled, which means as a person who's in manufacturing now, uh, if you retooled and reshaped every single time, you have no idea like how expensive that is. That is phenomenally expensive. For those people in my community who I've talked about it and I shared, just the molds to make foam microphone covers, damn near 40 grand. Can you imagine if Apple had to change the design of the iPhone every single time to appease some, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, yeah, it's a dumb argument, and I don't know why they do it. Well, I know why they do it, because rage baiting and rage clicking is just a thing. It's super ignorant, drives me absolutely batty. MCJ says 420, 4K 120p in your pocket is going to be a content creator's dream, right? 100%. 100%. Kevin said my dad's still rocking iPhone 6, complaining that he can't get all the updates for certain apps. Come on. Come on, Pops Cox. Like, no, you need a new phone, homie. Right? You need a new phone. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So Kevin said Pro Max. Since the features are identical, I might go Pro. It is impossible for me to go Pro. I have eyes. I have Pro Max eyes. Let's just put it that way. That's the nicest way to say it. Some other things that they added, which I'll get into the big one in just a second. I just want to see what else is here. Oh, yeah, the privacy, of course, is a big deal. iOS 18 has been a blessing. We don't even sweat that. What else did they add that they're talking about? Some of the camera stuff. This is where the baby shines. So let's go in here and let's click on the Pro Action and let's get to the camera page. The button. It is called the camera control button. It is not the extra button or whatever people been calling it, the camera control button. That thing is crazy. To me alone, that's worth the update. You're going to have the ability to control zoom, exposure, grids, highlights, shutter speed, all through this button. It even has the ability to do a half press. Come on, just jump down to camera, damn it. It even has the ability to do a half press, which I think is crazy. So if you use an SLR or digital SLR, when you have press a button to snatch focus or to sort of recompose, hit your exposure, something of that nature, to me, that's very impressive. Ooh, Camera Junkie, killer line. Porsche 911s look the same for a very long time. Trust you me, they are not the same. They are not the same. The newer ones are freaking ridiculous. There's an electric one in my building. That thing is crazy. That thing is crazy fast. Yeah, so you got the camera control button there, and some of the cool things besides just, recomposing or refocusing, controlling different speeds, is I like the Apple Intelligence thing that they showed for a split see, where like you could press and hold that button, pop up and take a picture of something in your environment, and then it knows. Like, that's cool, right? You can double light press to select another camera setting. You can do the zoom control. Again, it's also when you're holding the phone in this format, this is a normal shutter button spot, right? If you're holding this phone up in this matter, the volume rocker works, but if you're doing a swing up, then it doesn't work. It's in a weird position. So now you can kind of leave this at the top where it belongs and the shutter's here, because the shutter down here is a weird flex, right? If you're upside down camera, it feels normal, right? But if you're normally holding the camera, the shutter button right here feels about correct. So I think that's, pretty impressive. There's so much things that they've added to this camera control that, again, it's going to be a massive update. Now, again, to the people that say, I have a 15, should I upgrade? No, probably not. Unless you're just a crazy person like me, maybe not. But that super wide, is phenomenal. Jim's telling you the same thing. That super wide camera is phenomenal. Use it all the time. Love it. The 5x zoom, absolutely love it. The camera half press is like a sixth sense to photographers, right? Some of the AI features that are built in, dope. Now, here's the other part that's cool. They're opening this button up to third-party apps. So that means apps that we love like Hylum or Blackmagic Camera, even boom, 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 boom. So it's going to be a thing. Yes, most muggles don't even know that they can use their volume buttons as a shutter button. Do you guys remember when you used to take the white headphones and just leave it plugged in and then just like squeeze it as a trigger? Most people didn't know that. When I would show people that you could take a picture by squeezing the trigger on the white headphones, like it would blow their mind. They're like, what? That works? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Or when we were in Japan and we're trying to get a selfie and there's not enough space, right? This tripped out my family because they didn't know this, and they all have Apple Watches that, I could put the phone here, wake up, Maggie, and then put this baby in selfie mode, right? And then take the old Watchify, bingo, and then select the camera icon, and then just press a button, and it takes a shot. Ooh, you know what I mean? I had a 3-second delay on, but there's people that don't realize that you can use your watch as the trigger for your camera. Like, so Luis is right. This is why, when people say it's not a major update, I mean, yeah, if you're a muggle who uses your phone to call mom, maybe it's not a major update. But if you actually use your phone, like there it is. There's my face right there. It's upside down, but you can see I'm in there. And then for me, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine how dope that is? You go somewhere, you post your phone up, you got your little watch on, and then all you got to do is hit it with one of these. Yeah, that's why it's dope. That's why it's dope. Roy, Apple Intelligence is crazy good. It's crazy good. It's hard to describe why it's so good, but it's because it's your information in context. I showed this to the Discord people yesterday. I can't show you because there's, secret squirrel stuff in there. But when I open Apple Mail now and I go to my inbox, there is a summary. It says, Roy just sent you an email. Katie wants you to reply to this, and your Apple Card, payment is processed. Like, it gives you a summary of the things that it thinks are important right there on the front. When you have your phone locked and you're on the black screen, when you wake up in the morning, it says, a couple of messages from here. Today looks like it's going to rain. Like it has a context of your stuff summarized on the page. That part is phenomenal. Absolutely freaking phenomenal. The reply to this email for me, done. Crazy good, right? I wrote this email. This was funny in the demo yesterday. I wrote this email and it's a little snarky. Can you unsnark this email for me? Done. Paul is like, oh, Doc needs that feature. Shut up, Paul. Lou is humming. Hi, Lou. Humming Lou. So, like, those portions of the phone are excitement. I'm going to boom and go like this. We're talking phone stuff at the moment, Lou, because we're probably not going to have enough time to record. But I don't know if you saw the new updates yet. I was just explaining some of the things to the Ken folks and letting them hear. And I do that. What Mary Lou just did, I do every single day. I'll have my headphones plugged into the Rodecaster Pro, and then I'll be trying to talk on the MV7, and like I can't hear myself. Am I muted? What's wrong? Why can't I hear myself? Because the headphone is plugged into the wrong spot, Doc. I do that every single day, a few times a day. It's pretty hilarious. So, going back here. So for me, like honestly, the camera stuff is huge. It is absolutely huge. I also can't wait to see what the third party apps are going to do with this. I think that is incredible. Luke still can't hear me, which is good. It's probably better for her. I thought this was funny. The horses running in slow motion. There was a hilarious conversation, of course, because I immediately saw all the hot takes from all of my quote unquote filmmaker friends. And it's funny because half of them are like, oh, this is great. I'm in there like swimwear. And the other half are like, nope. So it really goes to show you how much value proposition means. And to put that in English, what's in it for me again? Go back to the old WIFM. If you look at this and you say, this is something I will use, then you understand the value. Okay, so here's a prime example. When we go to the phone pricing, let's do this real quick and hit a Pro Max and then titanium black. What is it? Hit a 1 tera biscuit. What is it? Right? We're going to no trades. Boom. We're just going to buy it. That's a $1,600 phone. Now, people are going to say $1,600, that's expensive for a phone. Let's back this up. What in professional filmmaking is $1,600? Nothing. Nothing. I had tripods that cost more than that. A Sackler V25 is a $5,000 tripod. A jib arm, $75,000. Filters. We have filters, matte box filter 4x4s that go in front of, Reds or other cinematic cameras that are like $2,000. So if you are a babysitter, nothing against babysitters, just using it as an analogy, $1,600 is expensive. But in filmmaking, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Craft services is going to set you back $8,000 a day. And that person is making peanut butter jelly sandwiches, coffee, water, some chips they buy from Costco and act like they spend a lot. Subway sandwiches that they rearranged look like they made it. Like craft services alone will set you back $8,000 a day. A decent audio recorder from Sound Designs, you're looking at $4,000 or $5,000. It was cool. So we got a chance to go. Are you alive now, Lou? You can use there you go. So use your vowels. So
it's your words.
Having an opportunity to go to NAB and see some of the pro gear, right? How far are you getting $1,600 on that first couple rows of NAB? How far are you going?
Not far. Like you can't even walk in. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? But check this out. See, even if you are going to pay $1,600 to play games in Doom Scroll, I'll even take that, because when I was building gaming machines, when I was hardcore into that, average gaming machine came out to $5,000. And I know people now who really do just play on their phone and their iPad and enjoy it just as much as they did when they were building the gaming machine. The problem with the gaming machine is even if you built one for 16, about a month later, you buy a new graphics card for 16. So now it's a, $3,200 machine. And then about 3 months after that, you buy another graphics card for 16. And then so you start chasing graphics cards. So yeah, it's funny because people automatically do this. They go to the price of it as a phone. And I'm just saying, I get that. That ain't really what it is. Where's she at? This baby right here is $1,600. Right? The iPhone, not as good, but pretty damn good. So if you add that, if you add this part, right? Let's give it 1,000 of the 16 right here, right? Let's say you buy the shitty Canon M50. That's still 800. So 800 of the 16 is camera. And the other 800 is phone. Oh, by the way, it plays music and makes phone calls and and do a whole bunch of other things. So it really drives me batty when the, as we call it, the black t-shirt boys just come on the internet and start like yucking people's yum. First of all, I don't think it's a minor upgrade. I don't think it's just a spec bump. I don't think it's just an incremental update, because their target isn't the person who has a 15 Pro Max. Their target is the person who has a 13 Pro Max or maybe a 12. When you consider that most people still buy through the carrier, they're either on 24 or 36-month contracts. So the biggest upgrade people will be on the 14 and 13. They're not expecting idiots like me who have a perfectly good 15 Pro Max to upgrade. But that's what's going to go down. Fade to black.
It's already ordered. Or you already got it?
Oh, order on Friday. Actually, this is the 14 Pro Max. The 15 is in the road cage. That's a cool ass name for a thing. The road cage. Dun dun dun. So
road cage.
Yeah, like it's really funny, but that battery life is impressive. That new bigger battery, the heat management, the new processor, like those aren't minor upgrades, people. Like they just aren't. So it's really unfair when the yuck yummers come on and do that mess. But they do it because if you can rile up a bunch of 13-year-olds to piss them off and make them feel victimized, like some company is out to get them, it can, it gets clicks. It really does. So I haven't looked at my two favorite BS Apple people today. I haven't looked at Luke and Max yet. Oh, Apple did this. This is what they didn't tell you. Oh, here's what they didn't tell you. Oh, this is a scam. Oh, Apple is robbing you. Like that their typical like 7 videos. This is the week to watch to prove my theory, because it's on point.
You have the content calendar printed out. You're like, on Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this.
Bro, I know it. And do not let pre-orders be a headache. Like that's going to freak people out. All right, one other thing I wanted to touch on. Did you even watch the keynote yet, or did you get to see it, or like speed runs?
I didn't get to see it, so
I know
this is busy. my update now.
Oh, well, cool. We're updating our bestie. All right, dope. So this to me, fam,
let me know because I have a 13. So it's
you're good. So 13, this is all for you. All right, yo.
Amazing.
I'll spin back to the camera update. Camera updates alone are in lose category. Let me just put you that way. Paul is shaking his head yes. So Abel came through and they showed this music video that they were making. My boy Brandon brought up something very impressive. B-Wash stated the coolest thing about watching them do this video, a lot of times when you see phone manufacturers talking about making videos with their phone, they're always showing it in the cute light, like these horses running in slow-mo. It's like, that good Big Sky Montana, everything is purty, like I get it. In this particular scene, they were showing off how in a noisy coffee shop, you can hear these two people talking in the frame, right? You can hear all the background noise. If you press studio, it elevates them to the front. If you press cinematic, it puts their voice really in the front and the background noise in the back. Like it automatically beamforms the microphones in your video and you can adjust that mix. I think you might even be able to adjust that mix after the fact. So this is why The new processor is important because it's able to basically track those various forms of audio in the same video while you shoot it, okay? But getting back to my man Abel, they showed 4K 120 homie in the dark, atmosphere fog with the eye rain going. And the coolest thing was homie has this rig, which I have this exact rig. Yo, they have an umbrella for this rig. So the cameraman had a little mini umbrella. It looked like a cocktail umbrella, slightly embiggened. And he was running around, and like Abel's in the car and he's singing, and they're walking next to the car. But they're showing this thing outside in the dark, in the rain, in fog atmosphere, and showing the quality of the video. A lot of times these guys will show you this under the perfect lighting. And I thought that was impressive. Now, this 48 megapixel has always been on the regular camera, but they've added it to the super wide. And so what that means is that you can now do a 5x zoom, but when you snatch a 5x zoom, it's basically using the middle 12 pixels of the 48. You know, Apple, if you guys were smart, I would make these buttons work right here on the screen. Just next time. Just next time. So
notes for next
this.
Time.
Oh, actually, this one does work. Okay, so look at homegirl back here. And then now she's at 24 millimeter. And then now she's at 28 millimeter. And now she's at 35. And now she's at 48. And when you get her to 120, you realize she's a dude. I'm joking. But isn't that crazy? That is the exact same shot. Then we get in and we check out, oh, girl, you need some. I've been bringing back some stuff from Japan. I could tighten up these little inconsistencies in your oil flex. But isn't that nuts? This is the same camera in position. The only one that is moved is the macro. So, yeah, fam, sorry. Like, you don't get to be like, oh, it's an incremental update. When you get a 48 megapixel on that thing, fam, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Look at that. Now she turned into a wolf.
Whoa.
And of course, if you need more, this is funny. They show off, like, you know, using some of the cases to add, like, you know, better films. So they've added the ability to change photographic styles just with the press of a button. So, because that side button now works, you can, you know, pick your profile that you like. You can adjust it. But this part was crazy. So now, Lou, you can put your camera on and you can run your finger around here the way we do in our Sony cameras, and you can legit change the look of the image just by running your finger over this little vibrancy controller. It was pretty much bananas. It was pretty much bananas. So, you know, for me, the update is all about the cameras. I'm not going to game. Well, okay, I lie. I am, but not that important. Yeah, it's one of those things where, again, I don't know where people come off with the incremental update. And again, Apple's not looking for the 15 people, bro. They're looking for 12, 13, 14 people, you know, who had a couple year contract. So, beamform. Okay, let me explain to you what that is. First of all, RK3, what it do, pimp? Good to see you. All right, so here on the phone, there's a microphone here. If you look, there's a tiny little wee hole in the top, you know, on the screen. So there's one microphone in the front. There's another little wee hole right behind the glass. So there's a microphone here, and then there's microphones here. So this has 4 microphones. So beamforming means that if I am talking and all of a sudden I come over here, the mic will automatically move to this top array. And then when I move my head over here and start talking, the sound will move to these 2 microphones. If you want to hear this in action, you can pick up your iPad and listen to it and kind of like rotate it as you're listening to something, and you can hear the sound change. And it's not just changing because of your ears where it's moving. it legit is using the accelerometer to move the volume where it thinks you're going to hear it the best. Works really good on FaceTime calls. So that's what beamforming microphones do. The other thing that beamforming microphones help with, I'm on the phone, I'm talking to Lou. Paul and Luis are being full-ass Puerto Rican in the back. And then she's like, ain't you with Paul and Luis? I'm like, yeah, they're right here. You can't hear them? And she's like, no. And I'm like, man, they're having the freaking time of their life over there. And she goes, no, I don't really hear that. This is a normal conversation on your iPhone. I'm always tripped out by how many people are talking on the phone and they run off into the other room or they start shushing people. Like, your phone doesn't hear the people that are right next to you. Now, if someone yells something,
but you do.
Yeah, you hear it, but your phone does a fantastic job of like blocking all of that out. That's what the beamforming microphones are doing. It's saying concentrate on the vocal content here. It uses those microphones to cancel, just like Zoom and Ecamm. It uses those microphones to print that noise and then use the processing inside of its processor to cancel that noise so that it can only hear you. So it understands the coffee shop and all these other weird things that's going on. But it's also smart enough to know that Eden might want to chime in and say something like, hey, Doc, it would hear that because it understands that's her trying to pass, what's the opposite of eavesdrop on somebody's call when you try to say something in somebody's call?
It's an Eden drop.
It's an Eden drop, yeah. So it knows how to do that sort of stuff, right? That's where beamforming microphones really come into play. It also allows you to get that spatial audio when you're recording and when you listen back in your phone. So there's that. What else was in here? Oh, yes. I've actually been recording to my external SSD anyway. I'm sorry, to external SSDs anyway, but yeah, you're good. So you get that people talk so loud that they can hear you from the other side of the phone. Like, yeah, you don't have to scream into the phone. That one drives me crazy as well. And then the ice cream sandwich conversation, this is actually worse. This is super stupid and absolutely worse. Beamforming microphones will adjust this, but all you have to do is just talk like normal. This is horrible. The other one that's really horrible, hey, so what happened was, like, that makes it worse too because you're putting this too close to your face. That microphone is not meant to take that level of, they call sound pressure level, or that's the sound SPL right there, what we call plosives. So when you do this, you actually make it worse. That does not make it sound better. Danger! Watch yourself. Get on the floor.
It said danger, watch yourself.
Watch yourself.
So long. Sorry.
Like sometimes we're recording and sometimes we're just hanging, and he's like, I was like, it's okay.
It doesn't matter, man. We don't care. It's danger. He can come in anytime. He's a celebritant.
He is a celebritant.
So super excited for what this comes, but mostly what it means as a content creator. Like anything that's going to speed up your flow. Trust you me, the new processor, the apps will be updating so that, like Lou, you just went through this with your computer, like how much faster it is to edit when you're on your studio versus, your portable girl.
So good. It's so good. I'm just like beastly. I'm like, yes, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing all the things. And while this one's doing this, I'm doing something on another app. It's beautiful.
Here, I don't know if I can show this or if I have anything that'll be good to show it on. Here, I was just messing around and you guys saw me take this picture showing that you can use your watch as a picture thingy, right? So in the top,
I'm always shocked when people don't know that.
I just said that. That's what I was saying. This is because Louise said muggles don't even realize that you can take photos doing this, right? You know how many times I see people with the selfie struggling because they're trying to tap the button and get their hand out the way in time? And it's like, you can just squeeze that bad boy. You know what I mean? But just to show you, this is where this processor update is going to come in. So if I go to edit, it gives it a second, and then I go to cleanup, right? I'm going to take the TIE Fighter. Did I hit that? Oh, it's preparing. It's preparing the cleanup file. All right, now it's ready. So I can take the TIE Fighter and just rub it around like such. And then it's thinking about it. So, boom.
Oh, you missed a part.
I missed the part because I'm doing it sideways. But you know what I'm saying? Like
I
this
love
is where
that.
this is where the new processor is going to come into play. So I would never do that to the TIE fighters. I'm dark side all day, but I just rebel scum.
Maybe it'll
remove
take
the
out
TIE
the
fighter.
microphone. Like I wonder not because there's a lot going on behind there, but I want to see.
Well, what's going to mess up is the ECAM part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't know what to do. It took it out.
Yeah,
but
it's
it
not quite
doesn't-
sure.
It
It took
doesn't
it
know
out.
what to put there. But you know what I'm saying? Like to me, that stuff is super impressive. And no, okay, I get it. I don't want to see a whole world of overly prettified pictures. But there's definitely a situation where I got this epic shot. I didn't realize that I had a pole coming out of Meemaw's head. Like to be able to fix that stuff, to me, that's gold. I think it's absolute gold, right? Or I wanted to show off I took a picture of something and I didn't realize my address was on this product. So I got to take that address off the product before I snitch on myself. Before, you got to go reshoot that whole thing. Now you can just fix that on the fly. So I think there is definitely something to be said about the ability to do some of these AI edits, like just remove a person from the back, like 86 a number, you know, other muggly things that people don't think about. So here's a tracking number. And I just took a picture with my phone instantly because I know I could just come over later and I could just highlight. Of course, my fingers don't work sideways. I could just highlight this tracking number and copy it, and then I can just send it. You know what I mean? So having a more powerful phone that can process those images better with a better clarity means that, yeah, if all you do is call your mama and your kids and search the gram, or like my man said, doom scroll and then play games, maybe you don't need to upgrade. But if you use your phone for work and business, I think it's a small price to pay. I think it does some incredible things. And I can see now we're going to definitely have a bring your drink of choice, come to the lobby, put all the phones on the table, and we're going to spread phone tips. And we turn those into reels. Show me something about the iPhone you don't think people know.
I got it. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that'll be a fun round robin of like, because everybody's got something.
Yes. Everybody has something that's a little, unique to them. Okay. I have one that I want to know. Maybe you have. Do you have your iPad handy? Is it right in front of you?
Yes.
Do you have your
Does
pencil
it have battery?
handy?
That's the question.
Do you have your pencil handy?
Pencil is handy. Battery is dead.
Okay, plug it in and give it a second.
I can put it on a charger.
Yeah. Once it wakes itself up, I'm gonna tell you how to do something that I bet you most people don't even think about. And now I think I was gonna ask Paul if he has his iPad handy, but it's in the UPS. Right, Jermaine is correct. First of all, Jermaine, I like the tie the button up the suit in the image there. That's very nice. Jermaine said, yeah, the price is right for content creators and gig workers to earn a living. I can tell you right now, one of the greatest things that you can do with your phone, a lot of people don't think about, and it's something that they've recently added to Apple Notes, which I can't wait. I can't wait for all you guys to get onto the new phone because of Apple Notes alone. But the fact that you can come in here and just record a message directly in here, so you can record conversations, and it's really good is how well it does dictations on the fly now. It used to be that the dictations were horrible, but now dictations are so good. If you're a content creator, instead of thumb jamming, or I can lack of a better word, instead of just like having your thumbs, do some kind of psychotic conniption fit, you can write the captions for all your Instagram posts, tweets, LinkedIn's, the whole nines, simply by talking. Plus a new paragraph. So knowing that you can just sit here with your phone, have a conversation with it, get your ideas out of your head and into a written format in a matter of seconds is so underrated on the phone that people are missing one of the key productivity tools for any phone, iPhone or Android. Pretty much all phones can do this. All the way back to your iPhone 10 can do this. Okay, so that's clean, right? But here's what this can do because I'm on 18, boom, I can go over here and I can click on the word writing tools. And then I can say proofread, rewrite, and I'm going to do friendly. Boom. So now it's rewriting that for me. It's thinking and it is done. Copy that, paste it to the Instagram post. You have an excuse. None. You got none excuse, bruh. None. You can actually do it. Like you can do it. So for those of you, I'm trying to think of this caption, or I'm somewhere where the typing is just going to look weird, whatever. You can absolutely just get the ideas out of your head. You can say them. You can strip the audio out of a video and then transcribe it directly in the phone, right? We have apps like AudioPen, which work in the phone. We have apps like Plod, which work in the phone. Plod works just as an app without the recorder. Having the recorder is dope. Mm-hmm. Lou, you're going to laugh at me. You know what I did? I lost the charger.
I've been meaning to connect you with the contact over there, so we'll get her to send you one.
Bro, I lost the charger. I think I left it in Japan.
It was like a special charger too.
Yeah, it's a little magnet thing. But and it finally died. The battery lasts forever on that thing. But I've been saying for content creators, fam, the amount of stuff that this can do to elevate your content creating business and you're not doing it is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Like, it just is. And I understand that for many people, I'll give you another prime example. Prompt engineering is fancy word. But what if you just said to the bot, I have an idea. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I would like it to look like. And here is a sample of my style. Okay? So you could have an audio file conversation to your phone. You can throw that at Auphonic Whisper Transcriber or Mac Whisper or some other online transcriber that would just turn that back into text. You can take that text file and paste it as an example of how you talk. Here's how I talk. I want my writing to be better, but I want to maintain my style, my tone, my friendliness. I want to convey this. My target audience is, and you say that, all of that, and you put that in a text file, and you give it to chat. Give me prompts. This is what we did. Give me prompts that I can use to make sure that I reach my goal. It will write the freaking prompts for you. And I don't think people understand that. They're like, I don't know how to use AI because I don't know how to do all that prompt engineering. Nah, girl.
It's great. It's great. So like I know I have some things that I want to launch at the beginning of 2025, right? Because I know like the beginning of the year, people are like, new me, I'm gonna like do my thing finally, right? So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. So between now and the beginning of the year, because like you really should be thinking that far, I'm like, what can I be doing between now and then? I asked it all this stuff. I was like, beginning of the year, I want to launch these things. Between now and then, what does my strategy look like so I can get to the people that I want to get to? And because I've been talking to it a lot, it knows how I talk. It has samples of my text, of my audio. I put in the whole text guidelines for Skillshare class, like they have like guidelines. I just took the text file, I uploaded it, and I was like, write me an outline, make sure it fits these guidelines, make sure it has everything it needs. Like it's, you guys, it's, get on it. Like get on it while you just learn. Get on it now, get on it later, whatever. Just learn it.
I'm going to give you guys an inside look into what happens in the gold class, okay? Because in the gold class, I teach my people stuff that I don't normally teach the internet per se. Not to keep it hidden in the gold class, it's just easier to make it match, a particular person or what they're trying to do. So I was showing them a little bit of Claude action. So what I have here originally is a MV6 audio text file. All this text file is the here, I'll show you. Let me make a new tab and paste this in. This is a VTT, right? This is the transcription of my MV6 stream. Not stream. I did a video. What do you call it? A review. Thank you. English is a second language. I did a review. So I just took the VTT file and just changed the last 3 letters to TXT. So that's the first portion of it, right? Second, it says, here is a Flow episode 77 transcript. I don't even remember what episode 77 is, but Paul does. So I took that transcript because it has me talking in it, right? And I wanted to just catch my style and my voice, right? And then I have a CSV file of just running content ideas, right? So let me find this file real quick. Content _ IDEAS. All right. So if I come over to this little tab here and I drop this file in. Oh, I see what you did. You want me to open it differently. Anyway, it's basically just a CSV file that has like suggested topic, brief description, possible titles. And I generated these off of, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at how I generated these. If I go to YouTube and I go to my channel, say view your channel, and I basically took all of these thumbnails and be like, yo, give me some ideas of more topics that I can do to continue. Legit, this screenshot right here of all of these thumbnails, I was like, generate me a bunch of topics to continue making videos about this, right? So if we were to go to mersterkamerjunkie.com, and then I go to his channel, and I'll be like, I'm really, really digging this dude's content. I'll probably go to videos because it's more consistent. I'm like, I'm really, really digging this dude's content. I could take a screenshot of this and go, give me a bunch of videos similar to this that I could make based off of my channel. So I could put my screenshot plus his screenshot and say, tell me what are the next 50 videos I need to make. Okay, so going back to this, that is what this content ideas CSV is. All right. Then I had another file that was called ideas text, which was probably that same file. I don't even know what was in the file. I just grabbed 3 random files off my computer to show my community because I wanted them to see like how crazy this is. But this one should work if I drop in the MD file. So there it is. Let me embiggen this. It was how to start a podcast, right? Step-by-step guide for beginners. First podcast, 101, zero to hero. These are just titles, right? Essential gear for content creators. Tips, so forth and etc. Anyway, so this whole file is all of that, right? Again, generated by the AI. So I gave it those 4 files using the upload button, which is this little paperclip, okay? My simple as prompt engineering prompt, okay? Build me a content plan for the fall running up to Cyber Weekend. I need ideas, titles, and a quick... Huh? Yeah, I didn't even spell it right. How did you catch that?
But I never do too.
I need ideas, titles, but here's the catch. Quick content briefs, okay? That's what I told Claudine over here. And she said, certainly, lazy ass, which includes Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I'll create a plan with ideas, titles, and quick content brief for each week for September through November. This plan will focus on podcasting, content creation tip, building up to special offers for Cyber Weekend. Okay? It says this content plan provides a structural approach to creating valuable content for podcasters and content creators leading up to Cyber Weekend. Each topic builds upon the previous. Back this up, pimp. Each topic builds upon the previous ones, carrying various aspects of podcasting from technical skills to community building and monetization. The plan culminates in Cyber Weekend special that not only provides value to your audience, but also potentially drives affiliate sales. Dan up in his piece said he got affiliate hookup from Waves, which is a plugin company, which is off the chain. So congratulations, Dan Tennant, my man, right? And he said, which would be great for a lead magnet or paid products to capitalize on the shopping weekend. Feel free to adjust the topics or the timeline based on your specific audience needs, any special events that you may have planned. You can also expand each brief to create more detailed content outline for you. So it generated this document. I opened said document. And here it goes. From September 1, back to podcasting, a fall refresh. I already did that. I already gave you guys my mid-year refresh, right? But I could have done a final quarter refresh, right? Revitalizing your podcast for the fall. Discuss ways to refresh your podcast for a new season, updating your podcast artwork. Oh, hold on, people. Hold on. Revising your content strategy, re-engaging your audience, and some breaks. So for creators Unstuck, Lou and I can show you. She just went upside down and disappeared, bro. That was
what had happened.
Gretchen came in and you went upside down and disappeared. You accidentally hit 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I changed
camera.
Yeah, I changed my camera.
If you hit any number button, it does that. But basically, we could be saying to you how to add. This is the final quarter. This is what we're approaching on type of episode, right? That mailbag episode. This is what we're going to do for the last couple. We're going to be missing during the holidays, so let me start to speed run you through some of this, right? Okay, you got mastering podcast interviews. Hi, Gretchen. Right? You got monetization strategy for podcasters. Boom. It breaks it down. It goes podcast SEO mastery, like learning how to better, SEO that thing. Storytelling techniques for podcasters. Boom. These are all dope episodes for us, right?
This is all really great.
Building a podcast community, from listener to community, engaging your podcast audience. Discuss the strategies for building an active community around your podcast, including social media engagement, listener challenges, and community events. I mean, like, this is unforgiving. It's unforgiving for you to be like, I don't know what I'm doing with my show. Now, I didn't do any crazy prompt engineering. There's nothing nerdery about this. That transcript was a transcript from a video that I made. So let's back this bus up, Mary Lou. What would you do if you haven't made that video?
Hi. Wait, no, you're not going to hold it like that. Not like this. You just go hold it like this. Hey, my notes app. This is stuff I'm thinking about. This is what I'm going to do. And then
I'll even allow you to do this against my better judgment. I'll allow you to sit on your couch with your sipping drink, Jack Daniels, whatever you into, your Tennessee sipping whiskey, and I would allow you to be like, Captain's log, star date 10/24, 9/10/24, 2 days before Doc's birthday. Don't forget to buy some Doc Pop for Doc's birthday. I've been thinking that. Now, I've legit had conversations to my phone like this. I've been thinking about doing a series covering all the best microphones under $500. My target audience is people like Minnie, who is in their content game but wants to get better. Here's the links to Minnie's page so you can get an idea of her personality. She's right up my target alley for people that I wish to speak to. And then I got William over here. Here's his channel. I'm going to post a link to him as well so you can see the type of content he creates. He's one of our students, and he just became a member, so big ups to him. I mean, this is a full conversation. But what it is doing, it is understanding your flow. It is understanding your style. This is not your style. Hi, I'm Velvet Jones. Today I am going to talk to you about podcasting microphones. If you are looking for a really good podcasting microphone under $200, you possibly should be looking at the Shure MV6 gaming USB microphone from Shure, available on Amazon for $149. That's not how you talk. So don't do that. Like legit, have that conversation the way you would have a conversation to a homie. Now, some of y'all are scared. So I'm going to give you the cheat code. Oh, 912. Open up Zoom.
We're there. It's almost there, you guys.
Open up Zoom. Call your homegirls in Zoom, right? Here, let me do this real quick. See if this works. Call your homegirls in Zoom and legit just have a conversation with them about something that you're famous about. So if your thing is teaching people how to corral cats, I want you to open up a Zoom meeting and invite Gretchen and Stacy. And actually, Stacy's in Paris right now.
She is.
Invite Gretchen and Stacy and have a conversation with them about 10 tips for corralling cats. And you're going to take that transcript from that Zoom meeting. You're going to identify which speaker is you and tell the thing that here's a chat transcript from my last Zoom meeting. I am speaker 1. In our thing on Creators Unstuck, I said, I'm speaker 0, Mary Lou is speaker 1. So when you're looking at our transcripts, remember, I'm speaker 0, she's speaker 1. He's like, bet. He's never got it wrong. He's automatically known which is me talking and it even knows that I'm the a-hole and she's the nice person. Like it knows this in the conversations that it generates. So I'm gonna pump the brakes on this, bro. I'm gonna stop preaching, but there's no reason for you to suffer through this stuff anymore. It's too easy.
So I've been working on like collaborations with some brands, right? So it's like working on some stuff with Katie for eCamp. And we've talked a couple times, and she knows this, right? I'm going to record our conversation. You're expensive.
I just want to throw that out there. No, I'm just joking.
Am I?
I'm clowning. You worth it, homie. You worth it.
Thank you. Like expensive is value, right? It's like this phone.
Holla back.
What's the value?
I don't use the E word anyway.
It's not. So we recording the conversations, and then I'll run it through. I've got my notes. We've got the things that we've talked about, but then I'll run the transcript through an AI, depending on whichever one I'm working on at the time. And I'm like, this is what we talked about. Here's the speakers. Give me some notes, some next steps, and what I need to follow up on. And it'll give me all of that. And then like within a couple minutes of the call, I can send something back to the client and be like, hey, yeah, here we go. This is what we talked about. Here's what's coming your way. Here's what it looks like, and then I can start going from there. And then they're like,
you just made me think of something. Okay, so tomorrow I have a coaching call with Aubrey, right? So Aubrey can take the transcript from the Zoom, then take her content ideas and be like, take my content ideas plus the shellacking I got from Doc in this conversation and reformulate my content plan based off my original ideas plus inputs from my coach from the Zoom chat. It would know what to do. And she would say, sorry, my coach swears a lot. He's an asshole. Sorry, Aubrey. I love you. But it would know that, right? It would know how to apply that. Here, Minnie just said, yes, my AI records the coaching Zoom meetings and then it creates key questions. Yes, so you can do that. Take the key questions out of it. What are the next steps, right? What are some opportunities that I might be missing, right? Looking at this conversation, getting a better understanding of my client and what they want. By the way, my client's website is here. This is what my client's content looks like. Here's a couple links here, or here's a couple transcripts, even better. Transcripts are better than links when possible. So Lou could take 3 or 4 transcripts from YouTube There's a bunch of apps that will let you download transcripts from other people's videos, by the way. Glass, GLASP, is one of them. And then she can say, take the transcripts from these particular videos and help me make a marketing plan that I can use to win this client. The client will be bugged because they'll be like, how did she know this is what our content was about? It looks like you did all this research, but you didn't. My boy Igor always says use it as a paid employee, right? So if I was to click on Junkie right here, pause that, and then do I have Glass open right now? Maybe I turned it off, but Glass will give me the opportunity to snatch the transcript right out of here. Let me plug that back on. Where is it? Manage extension.
You don't have it in that browser?
Huh? No, I turned it off
Maybe
for a
you don't
second.
have it on that browser.
I turned it off because I was trying to suss out a problem, but it wasn't that particular plugin. So there's a plugin right there. So I can go ahead and fire that up. And then when you load the page, it loads in here. Probably just needs me to refresh that. But it basically pulls the transcript. There it is. So I can just say, find a summary article, or I can just tell it to copy the transcript. If you open the tab, it's actually doing the transcript right now. So I can just copy this whole transcript from Luis's video using this icon right here. And I can just, save those as text files on my computer and upload them to ChatGPT and be like, okay, here's a cheat code. I am going to be talking to Luis, and I want to make sure that I speak to him in a manner that he will most understand. From these transcripts, can you describe Luis's personality? It would be able to do that. Okay. If I wanted to make an ad campaign that targeted this person, Gretchen, Minnie, Aubrey, Mary Lou, build a customer avatar off of your actual customers. Cheat code.
It's really good.
Cheat code enabled. Come on, son. Cheat code enabled. People say, give the audience exactly what they want. Exactly. Go get what they want. Exactly.
Here's a way that I've been using it. I have my video intro to editing on your phone. I made that class like a couple years ago. I took the transcript, I plugged it into chat, and I was like, I made this. It was like 2 years ago. What's missing? What can I change? What can I update? Should I update? What can I keep? What holes am I missing and what's too advanced? And then it gave me this whole breakdown of these videos, like you could update this, of these videos, these ones are good, of these ones I would take these things out. I'm like, thanks, assistant. I appreciate you looking at that.
Yeah, this is legit gold. I'm going to show you guys one more real quick before we bounce, because this one is fun. I think pretty much only Gretchen and I have this because we were dumb enough to buy rabbits. But one of the benefits that came with it is it gave us like $200 worth of Perplexity Pro, right? But I could click onto this guy, and then I could even take my, I'll do this. Sorry, I can't think and type at the same time. Creator 101 how-to guide for so create a 101 how-to guide for fountain pen beginners. And then I just go ahead and I use Pro. I'm gonna use Pro in this situation because it's just easier, right? And I just say go. And then so it's gonna do a little searching. It's thinking, it's hunting through Reddit, which is good actually, because Reddit gives you some of the human input and not just written in so the problem with things that just search the web is you get all of the SEO pumping crap. The thing that Perplexity does really well is because it's reading Reddit, it's getting input from real deal Holyfield human beings, and I feel like it's a little bit better. I feel like it's a little bit better. Tor said.
Is that specific to Perplexity? Is the Reddit one?
Yeah,
Reddit
there's
connection?
Perplexity, and there's another AI that does all Reddit search, which is even better. Boom. Through a content manager, GPT, and it's cranking out amazing strategy.
Yes, Tora.
Yeah, it's really good for strategy, fam. Tora, like it is actually glorious. All right, so here it is giving me some stuff. Choosing your first pen, understanding the fountain pen anatomy, feeling your pen, writing techniques, maintenance and care, common mistakes to avoid, expanding your fountain pen experience. All of this is fantastic, right? So here comes the cheat code. Y'all don't even know. I am starting a brand new channel about fountain pens, and I need a mail list builder. What's the word? Freebie.
Funnel?
Freebie. Yeah, I need a freebie.
Oh,
right? Convert the page.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yo, it even talk about
That's
that Lemmy
freaking
Safari.
nice.
That's my girl right there. I got a Lemmy Safari. I don't have a Pilot Metropolitan, and I don't have a Quico Sport, but I do have a Lemmy Safari, and I have this Kokuro little girl right here, which is just dope. Okay, so it breaks out the anatomy, the nib, the feed, the grip section, the barrel, and the cap. Boom. Talks about your different writing techniques. You want that 45 degree. Boom. Maintenance mistakes, right? So let me go to anatomy real quick, and I'm going to say add media. It's finding media. Boom. That's cool. I don't like that. I'm going to hit change. Then I'm going to go to generate an image. I can do that. I don't want to use anybody else's image, right? So I can search for like that. Of course, you can pull from Perplexity. Me, I'm going to just snatch them from Adobe because I got Adobe and they're usable. But like I can just do a search on here. So here's a good, style of image. But again, these images belong to kin folks, right? So what you can do is you can actually search through Pexel or Unsplash or something of that nature. Or I could just look at this and be like, you know what? This is good. I'm going to take this picture myself because I got one in my hand. So I just take it apart, but I got the idea of how I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So for this particular case, I'll just cheat and use this. If you're going to publish this online, you don't need to don't use somebody else's picture. If you're sending it out as a freebie, but you could also take that picture and use it as an inspiration and tell an AI image editor to generate you one based off of that. That's probably the safest. You know what I'm saying? And then, so we're talking about finding writing technique. Let's just say I saw a dope YouTube video that matched that. I could actually paste that in there. So we're going to move that out. If I wanted to add more, I can insert a section. This section can be text. It can be image and text. It could just be a media. It could be a paragraph. It could be a table, like a pricing table, and then a list. I'm going to say list top 5 beginner pens under $30. Bingo. So you can add to the article. Like this joint will basically write your freebie for you. I have a Platinum Preppy. So I have 2 of these 5. And Platinum Preppy is dope. It's only $5. So that should technically be one, but you rearrange that yourself. All your sources are cited with these little doohickeys right here. So you could take this and turn it into a dope little freebie guide that you create in Notion somewhere and then share that with your people. Again, family, I want to remove every excuse you have possible and take them away from you. Because now ain't the time, pimp. You know your mama said you can't wild out in church and you mess around and get pinched? It's the same thing. Now is not the time for weird excuses about what you can't because it's too easy, homie. It's just too easy. The cheat codes have been launched. That's it. That's it. That's our fun for today. Boom. Copilot in Microsoft Edge has been good at making images. All right, cool. I have Copilot on Edge. I haven't opened up Edge in a minute. I've been busy playing with Claude because I think it's the best writer. I think ChatGPT is good at some things and Claude is good at some. Claude is an amazing writer. It's phenomenal. Lou, I'm going to send you something that's under Friendier that I created using a combination of our friends. And you're going to be like,
Ooh.
damn, son. Damn.
Give it to me. Friendier. Like, I love Friendier. That's cute.
It's kind of freaking incredible. It's incredible. All right, before we go, Gretchen, whose team did you end up on? Of course, you're on the white team. I mean, like, what Creator Camp team are you on? Blue? You're on blue? Green. Oh, you're with Kurt. She's muted. We're just ignoring her. She's on
Who's
Kurt's
your team?
Huh? I'm purple, of course.
Purple.
Yo.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to come to my workshop. It's bananas. I don't know. Did you get to see the outline for it? No, right?
Here. This is my team. I got
Abby, Liza's on your team. That's fun. Caroline, yeah, right.
I got Liza. I got Cheryl, Kat's other half. I got Dave Jackson, King George. I got Hank, Kathy. Got Jolanda. Me and Yolanda were cracking them yesterday. I was like, yo, we haven't made up our name yet, but I was like, okay, Grape Crusaders. I was calling them the Grape Crusaders and Purple Rain. They're just the random things that popped up in my head. I got Roy, Ashley, Marcio. So yeah, I had a cool team. But me and Yolanda already got a lot of purple stuff, so we're good. Everybody else got to get purple stuff. We got choked.
That's fun. And then like looking at the colors options, you got to have a doc pop of each color so we can take a doc pop.
The only team purple will have doc pops. Never mind the rest of them kids. Don't F off.
Just a group photo for your ads.
Oh, there you go. Look, Hank is in the building. Yo's in the building. Hank. Yo, technically, I'm not talking to that girl until after Sunday. Class on Saturday just gonna be us ice grilling each other with our jerseys on. The Ravens and the Raiders play this week. Oh man, we had a horrible last game for the first game. I am scared. They had a fantastic game for their first game. We had a horrible game. So I might eat in a lot of crow, I'm assuming, at this point. But that's all right. I'm going to go down swinging. Actually, I should go on Yolanda's show on Thursday and be like, I'm not talking to her, but I'm going to come on her show and talk about my team. We'll do a post-op. We'll do a post-op after the game. Yolanda, how about that? I'll come and visit your show after the game. Tell her again, Hank. Thank you, Lou. I hope your meeting was successful. I hope you got everything you needed. I'm going to go see Sabrina right now. She's in Hawaii.
So cool.
We'll go visit her and play Logic on my iPad.
Tell her I love her.
I will, absolutely. Yolanda said, Hank, not you too. I mean, Yolanda, it was either that or his Titans. Like, you know what I mean? So good thing he's a nation man. Yes, we were both Virgos too. Hank's birthday is September 1st, Hank? Is that correct? I think that's correct.
Oh, happy belated birthday, Hank.
Yeah. So we're going to have fun, man. I'm so excited.
Are you going to do a special stream for your birthday?
Thursday. Yeah, maybe I should.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll do a stream. I'll be like, we streaming in these streets. Just come through and hang out. You know, man, it's really weird because, like, now the creator energy is just on fire. And this is when I am probably the busiest. And I'm like, now I got all of this stuff I want to create and I don't have enough time. So I had to like squeeze it into various places because I have other things that I'm doing. When you got all the time in the world is when you be like, oh man, I can't think. I can't think. Mm-hmm. So sometimes if you find yourself in a creative rut, go make yourself busy. Once you get busy, all your ideas will come. All your ideas will come to you when it's least advantageous to you. That's just the way the world works.
Facts.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, fam. I will holler at you guys on Saturday. And actually, no, Mary Lou said I'm gonna come on Thursday just to bother you guys and say what's up. So look out for random ass birthday stream on Thursday, just for the heck of it. Cause I appreciate y'all.
The birthday
Y'all,
party.
y'all are the best. Y'all be good. Everybody bring a cake. We'll see you Thursday. I appreciate you, Lou. Aubrey, I'll see you tomorrow. So there's that. Thank you, fam. All right, gang. Boom. Yes, Kevin, regular time. Regular time. Good answer, Kevin. See, this is why you got to keep Kevin around. Because Paul had to go to a meeting, so one of the other wrenches had to come through. Oh, yeah, this particular one doesn't have an outro scene. Fam, peace out. A-Town Stump.